Angela?
Yes, teacher.
Oh, okay, now I can hear you.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes. So let's
Fine.
just wait. Let me just wait to see if Javier. Okay, Javier and
Yes.
Jose
Maybe it's
already.
a microphone. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was the thing is that before I mean before you joined, my Zoom was not responding. It said like no responde. So I don't
Mm,
think it was because of that. All right.
yes.
Uh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes. All right. Yeah, I think it was that that Zoom said at the beginning no responde. So I don't know what happened.
Okay, since the beginning. So
Mhm. But I think it was my application, like the app I had. All right.
that will be the problem.
Yeah. It was. I think it was mine. But now it's working. So I guess we can start right now. Well, my name is Hilda Garza, and I'm going to be your teacher for well, advanced one. Okay. Normally, how many students are there in your classes? How many classmates do you have?
Between 11 and 14.
All right, so 11 and 14. All right, very good. So right now I have Angela, Eder,
Hello,
uh,
good morning.
hi, good morning, Javier, and Jose. All right. So, well, like I said, I'm gonna talk a little bit about myself before we start with the class officially. So, like I said, my name is Hilda Garza. I actually studied English in Relaciones Culturales since I was 6 years old, and I continued studying there. I actually did the degree, the bachelor degree that they have in there, which is Licenciatura en Enseñanza de la Lengua Inglesa. And now I am working in Relaciones Culturales as an English teacher and part of the academic department. So pretty much all my life I have been in Relaciones Culturales.
Oh,
Good.
Almost all my life, yes. All right. And like I said, we have Relaciones Culturales and Estudios Superiores, which is part of the licenciatura. If you ever want to teach English, you can go there. And this is the important thing that we're gonna be talking about today. So the objective, basically, first, we're going to talk about the book and the activities. Why? Because the book is different from the book that you used to use in the previous levels. We are going to talk about the apps and the tools that we will use in this particular course. We're gonna talk. Well, we're gonna try and see if we can start Unit 1, practice vocabulary, which is going to be related to stress. And if we have time, we can talk about next class. But if not, we're just going to stick to this. Today, the class is going to be from 10 in the morning to 11:20. What we're gonna do, like I said, we're gonna focus really in. We're gonna focus on these two parts. And this is the first thing that we're gonna start doing. So I am from Monterrey. Is everybody in here from Monterrey?
yes, I am.
Okay. What about the
Yes.
rest?
Yes, I am.
All right, very good. Now I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the things that I like. Well, I think, well, myself, I consider I am a coffee addict, so I really love coffee. I am rayada. I don't know if people from here are like rayados or not. I also like American football, but my favorite team is the Patriots. I like to eat burgers, as many people I hope they do. and I like to read, but my favorite type of or genre of books is horror or mystery movies. And I also like to train CrossFit. That's also like another thing that I like to do. And this is pretty much me. Okay, this is what I normally like tell you about in terms of my hobbies, the things that I like. What about you? Who wants to tell me? Because I need to get to know you a little bit as well. It's I think for some, it's the first time that I teach, and I think for some others maybe not. Um, but what about you? Who wants to tell me about yourself? Who wants to share a little bit about you guys?
Hi,
Okay.
I'm Luis Eder Lopez Ruiz. My hobbies or I like read books, listen to music, sing music. I love coffee and I run every day.
All right. Very good. So your name is Luis
Luis
Eder.
Eder Lopez Ruiz.
Okay. And do you prefer to be named Luis or Eder?
Eder.
Eder.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Very good.
Yes.
All right. Nice to meet you, Eder.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. Who else wants to share something about you? Well, I would like for everybody to participate, of course.
Me?
Okay.
Hello, my name is Javier, and I like play soccer, go to the stadium. Also, I like eat pizza and drink beer.
Okay. All right. Very good, Javier. You're Javi, right? From
Yes.
All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Javier. What about the rest? Who wants to share something?
Well, me.
Okay, Jose.
I am Jose Roque Quintanilla Nolasco. I prefer my name Roque, if you can use it.
Okay.
And how can you say? I like to play video games, but video games of kind with plot, with good history.
Okay.
And I like to make exercise. To do
All right.
exercise. I am doing Insanity during this pandemic.
Okay.
And I am seeing the effects and are good.
Yes. It is a very insane workout, so it's really hard. Very good.
Yes, it's amazing seeing the how can I say seeing the results after 2 months. So
yes.
I feel happy.
All right. Thank you very much. I don't know if you want to add something else, okay?
Well, I like to eat chilaquiles.
Okay.
And I don't know. My favorite team of soccer is Tigres.
Okay.
And for American football, I don't have any team special.
All right. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Roque.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. What about the rest? Anybody else who wants to share?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Angela. I'm studying marketing in university at Campus Mederos. I have 18 years old and I am from Monterrey too. I like boneless. I love the fast food and I like football too. I'm Tigres.
Okay.
And when I have time, I practice dance folklore dance, and I like horror movies, some things action too, and I think so for me.
All right. Thank you very much, Angela. Nice to meet you. All right. Anybody else who wants to share something? Well, I mean, I have Elena, I have Annie Brito, and Sandra. I don't know who wants to share something before we continue.
Well, me.
Mhm.
My name is Sandra. I'm from Morelia. I'm studying in Monterrey in the EGADE Business School. And
Okay.
but now for the quarantine, I am in Morelia just for a while of time. And I love to dance. I do a lot of exercise. And well, I studied marketing here in Morelia, and I was working in John Deere. That's all I think.
All right. Very good, Sandra. Nice to meet you. Well, we have Annie and Elena. I don't know who wants to share something.
Hi teacher.
Hi.
My name is Annie. I am from Acapulco, but I moved here 9 years ago. Actually, I'm studying veterinarian, and I like movies. I like read books, and I think that's it.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Annie. So I mean, it's Annie, your name, right?
Annie, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Annie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. And I mean, I think the last one we have Elena. I don't know if you want to say something.
Yes, teacher. Hi.
Okay.
Good
Hi.
morning. I'm from Durango City. I moved to Monterrey 10 years ago. I used to work here in two different places, and I love to dance. I love to dance salsa, but I do it a few times. I love to listen music, and what else? And I love to eat everything. Less nopales. I
Okay, you
don't
like
like,
nopales.
but I like to eat everything.
All right. Very good. Nice to meet you, Elena.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. All right. So I got to listen to all of you talk a little bit about yourselves. And well, like I said, nice to meet you. And well, again, welcome to Advanced 1. And right now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk a little bit about the course, because these levels are different from, I mean, the levels that you had before, the ones that were in the basic program. I don't know. First, my question would be is, do you have the book that we're going to use for Advanced 1?
No.
No yet.
No,
Oh, teacher.
All right. Okay. So don't worry. Right now, today, we are not really going to use the book. And in case you are not able to get the book yet, I'm going to be, I mean, using the software here in the PowerPoint and, well, the software in the computer. Now, this book is called Keynote. Um, it is from National Geographic. So that's why I mentioned that the book is really different from the previous ones. But for Advanced 1, we are only going to focus on Unit 1, which is called Embrace Stress, and Unit 2, which is called Media Influences. Okay? For Level 1, we are only going to practice 2 units. I don't know if you have questions with this. No? All right. Let's see. This is the important part. One of the biggest differences from this book to the ones that you used to use is this book, it has a lot of communicative activities. So a lot of activities that you're going to be doing are going to be communicating. Okay, it's going to be you speaking a lot and me only like paying attention to what you guys say. And in case you have questions, I'm going to be there, of course. But really, we are going to practice a lot of speaking, a lot of communicating for specific things. So that's one of the biggest differences from the previous books. And this is another thing that is different. We are going to have two quizzes. Well, it's 4 quizzes, but we divide them in like for the midterm and the final part of the course. As we know, we have oral grades, but something that is different right now is going to be this presentation. For this book, not only you're going to be participating by speaking, but also you have to prepare, you have to prepare a presentation. You're going to present something which is going to be before or after quiz 1, because it is also part of your evaluation. Okay, so if we talk about stress, maybe you can talk about how COVID-19 is making you feel stressed, and you're going to present in a PowerPoint presentation or in whatever you want to use. You're going to speak about that for 2 or for 3 minutes. Okay. The first quiz or quizzes are going to be July 6th, and the final part will be on July 24th. So right now, before I continue, what questions do you have with this?
I have a question, teacher.
Yes.
The presentation is before, when I say key, before or after quiz 1, isn't the 2 quizzes or only 1?
Only 1. So you are only going to have 1 presentation. So for example, if the first quiz or the first 2 quizzes are on July 6th, you are going to present before July 6th or 1 class after July 6th. But it's only 1 presentation and that's it.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else has another question about this, because it's different, and it is going to be part of the final grade that you have.
Okay. So it's only one video.
Well, I'm not gonna call it video. I put video presentation because we are going to be like in Zoom. So I mean, in reality, it's going to be a video, but it is in a PowerPoint presentation if you want, or whatever you want to use as a like help for you to present. But it's like only 1, and that's it. Only 1 in the middle of the course.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Teacher, so the duration of the level is 1 month?
Yes, it is going to be, I mean, as every course is going to be like 5 weeks, a month, yeah, more or less.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And considering all the stage, how many months?
All right, so in this case, this book in particular has 12 units. So every unit, every level, sorry, you're gonna be, for advanced 1 is going to be 6 levels. So it would be like 6 months, I would say, unless you take a break or something.
Yes.
So more or less like 6 months, maybe 6 months and a half for you to finish advanced 1.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, not advanced 1, like for you to finish the complete book.
Oh, okay. The book is going to be only the first part or the number one. Understand?
Advanced one, like level one, yes, only the first 2 units.
Okay, okay.
But the book has, you are going to use this book for 6 levels.
Okay.
So more or less every level is going to be like a month or 5 weeks. So more or less like 6 weeks and a half, 6 months and a half, more or less you're gonna finish
Okay.
all the
Okay, okay.
advanced levels.
I understand.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question before we finish this part?
No.
No?
For
All
me,
right.
no.
All right.
I think it's everything okay.
Very good. All right. So in this case, this is just going to continue. All right. This is going to be the calendario or the calendar. So if you see, we start today, or we started today, which is the 22nd of June. The first quiz, like I said, is going to be July 6th, and then we are going to finish on July 24th. Okay. So if you notice, I mean, we're going to pretty much going to have like a whole month, almost a complete month, for you to advance to. Okay. But this is the calendar. We are not going to have like days off or holidays. You do have an asesoría on July 22nd, but I mean, we can talk about that once we get there. And if you notice, every time you have a quiz, for example here, you are only going to have 1 hour of class, which is going to be the 1 hour for your quiz. Do you have questions with this?
No, teacher.
No.
No.
All right. So, okay. And right now we're gonna continue with this. All right. And now in these pictures, what are these people doing?
They are talking to each other.
Exactly. They are talking to each other. They are having conversations. Okay. So this is going to be the first activity that you are going to do. Okay. So these are the instructions I have. Imagine you are in a cafe lounge or in a cafeteria or in a place, whatever you want to be, and you're meeting all these people. Okay. Imagine that you are strangers and you have no idea who you are. What I'm going to ask you to do is I'm gonna ask you to have like a 7-8 minute conversation following all these questions. Okay, you can choose whatever questions you want to discuss, because I'm going to separate you in breakout rooms. Okay, I'm going to send this picture to the WhatsApp group so you can see the questions, but I'm going to separate half of the class in one group in the breakout room and the other part in another group. Okay?
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. The important part is you have to speak. Okay? You have to keep on the conversation. How many minutes do you have to complete the conversation?
7 or
7
8 minutes.
7 or 8 minutes. Okay? So let me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the picture to the WhatsApp group, and I need you to tell me if you receive it. Okay, did you receive, oh no, hold on. All right, I sent the picture. tell me if you received the picture in the WhatsApp group.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Very good. So in that case, what you have to do is just follow the questions, and I'm going to separate you in the breakout room. Okay, you are going to receive the invitation. So please, for 8 minutes, go ahead and discuss. I'm going to be listening to some of the groups.
So, what are the expectations you have about the course?
Well,
I think any can start. Any, do you want to start the conversations?
Yes, yes.
With the first or what?
Yes. Why not?
Okay. What are the expectations you have about the course? I question you or you respond?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Okay.
Well, my expectation is to improve my English level because I need to graduate of my university with a grade of 600 in TOEFL ITP, and also obtain opportunities of job that require English as prerequisite.
What do you study, Roca?
And business informatics.
No.
Or why I'm studying English or why I'm studying in my university? What career? What do you mean?
Yes. Which career are you studying?
Okay. In the case of my career, I am studying business informatics. It's a combination of the business field with technologies field.
And where do you study? At the University of Nuevo León?
Tec de Monterrey.
Okay. That's so interesting.
Yes. And you, what are the expectations you have about the course?
Well, I want to speak more clearly
because many people doesn't want to talk or they are ashamed or things like that. So I think that that's the important part for me. So I think that if we have to improve more, talking a lot, it will be a good task to us to improve our level. So I think that that's what I want to this level.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's good. And why are you studying English? What motivated you to enter an English course?
okay, well, in my case, I decided to study English because, well, I studied something about business, like marketing. So you need a lot, you know, and the information is in English, so it's very important to use in this kind of language. But another part is because I like to travel a lot, and I know that if you know another language, it's gonna be more easy to you to communicate when you are out to your country. So that's part of my decision to study English. What about you?
Well, in December, I took a little break from my career, and then I already know a little English, but then my sister told me that why you don't study a course of English, and I say okay. Um, I think I'm studying English because I like it. I I like to speak it. I like to listen it. It's a little difficult to me to do the writing, but I like the English. Um, I like to be able to speak it. And I think that's one of the decisions that I make to study in English is because I like it. What about you, Heather?
Thank you. I study English because I have to work more values in the marketplace and to be better person and to be a lot of opportunities in the world and to earn more money and compose in English and sing in English.
Okay.
Okay. How often do you use English in your daily life?
Well, I have a sister who is teacher in Relaciones Culturales. So a little time on the day we are talking English.
This class, you speak very well. Angela, Roque, Javier have a good pronunciation and have a good grammar. I have a lot of mistake in grammar. So if you can help me, I appreciate that.
Yes, sure.
Sure.
What else?
Oh yeah, we have already the first two questions, so let's continue with the other one.
Yes.
So
Yes,
how often do you use English in your daily life?
how often do you use English in daily life?
And have you studied English in other schools? How was it?
I
Me?
only speak English here because in the university I don't have the English. I don't practice English. In,
Yes.
Angela, are you a nurse student?
No, I studied marketing in Mederos.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
For me, I use English every day because I watch Netflix and the movies are on English and um, sometimes I try to have a conversation with my sister in English and sometimes also I have a an emails and we use my English.
Okay, okay.
Suggest me to improve my level about advanced, more focused on business. So
Okay.
that was the reason to decide to start English again in Relaciones Culturales.
Okay.
Okay. And you, Annie?
What about you, Annie?
In my case, it's like Sandra. I studied English since I was a kid. Since kindergarten to high school. Even in college, I have a English class. But I study in I think it's quick English. I studied for 1 month and I quit because I didn't like it. Then I think 3 years later, I entered to Relaciones Culturales. And I think that's it.
Okay. Tell me about yourself, family, work, school, hobbies, likes, dislikes, boys, boyfriend.
Well, in my family, we are four. My brother, my sister, and my mother, and me. We live in Apodaca, and we have a lot of.
Okay, so let's see. All right, I think
Hello.
everybody's back. Hi, can you hear us? All right, so we're back in the main session, in the principal session. We pretty much finished the conversation. How did you feel as you did this activity?
Good, very good.
All right, very good.
Because we are, we have to know different kind of people.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Yes, so in this case, this is something that we are going to be doing a lot. I mean, when the activity requires it, or the topic, we are going to be working a lot in the breakout rooms. One, like I said before, because the one of the purpose on these particular levels is for you to practice a lot of communication. So communication requires a lot of speaking. So you're going to be using that a lot, and we're gonna be working a lot in breakout rooms. Okay. And it was, anyways, it was interesting because I was listening to you, and you had a lot of different uh, point of views, but most of you said that you wanted to speak more and work in grammar. We are going to be working with grammar, but it's going to be very specific. Okay, so moving on. As you see, we are going to be still working online for maybe a couple of more courses because of the quarantine, and I mean, it is not safe to go back to the classroom yet. So these are going to be, well, this one is just like maybe eventually we will use it later, but we are going to be using Zoom as the main or the principal platform for us to have the class. We are going to be, one of the things that we're going to be using is this Google Sites. And I'm going to show you right now what I have here. So for the homework, because if you, I mean, I want to guess that you used to have homework with your previous teachers. Did they give you homework or no?
Sometimes.
Okay. All right. So in this case, we are going to have homework, not every day, every week we are going to have homework. And this is one of the websites that we're going to use. I actually did it already. If you see the website, and I'm going to be, of course, sending you the link. It has home. Home doesn't really have anything, but I have a vocabulary, and in the vocabulary section, for example, I have like the activities that we're going to be using related to the book, of course, not only like random activities. In this website also, you are going to have the opportunity to practice grammar, the reading as well. I mean, it is part of it. So we have the reading for Unit 1, Unit 2. you're gonna have the opportunity to do writings. I'm in here. I put speaking discussions, but it's really more about you having the opportunity to watch a video and write about the video. I am going to upload the PowerPoint presentation that I have for you to see it before the quiz. And in case you tell me one day, you know what, teacher, I cannot go to the class today because I'm sick, or because I'm going to the doctor, or because I have to go to work, I am going to be recording every class, and they are going to be in this section. Okay? So whenever you tell me, teacher, no, pues no puedo ir a la clase because of whatever, in here you're going to have the opportunity to watch the class. Okay?
Okay.
We have
Okay.
this, and also Google Classroom. I have this classroom for you. This one, we are going to use it as well eventually once I have your emails. But these are the two websites that we're going to use for your homework and for you to just practice more and more. Okay? I don't know if you have questions with that, with these particular websites. No?
No, it's
Okay. They are very friendly. Like I said, every time I give you homework, I'm actually going to be specific, and I'm going to send you the links that you need to follow with the instructions. So it's not too complicated. It's just for you to follow every step of the way. Now, this is important. For Google Classroom, we need to have a Gmail account. Do you have a Gmail account?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So what I'm going to ask you is to please send a WhatsApp right now, a WhatsApp message with your Gmail account. Okay? Can you send it to the group right now?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do this before we continue. All right.
Either your email, probably it's full.
Right.
Is there like a space or something other?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so I have Annie. Lenny, that's Angela, right?
No,
Oh, no.
Elena.
Elena, okay, all right. Elena. Okay, I have Roque, Javier, Angela, and Eder. That's pretty much all of the people that are in here. All right, thank you. So eventually, whenever the rest of your classmates join us, I'm going to ask you them the same. So this Gmail account, we are going to use it for Google Classroom. So I'm going to add the Gmail account to the Google Classroom, and then later today, you are going to receive the invitation to join. Okay. And we're gonna continue with more about the class. So we have these TED Talks. Do you know what TED Talks are?
No.
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 Yes.
TED Talks. Yes.
Right. So for the people that don't know what TED Talk videos are, pretty much a TED Talk video is like a person giving a conference about something in a specific, depending whatever the topic. I mean, they can talk about love, they can talk about friends, they can talk about work, money, whatever. And this particular level, in this particular level, and in all of the levels from advanced, you are going to have the opportunity to watch TED Talk videos, okay? Which is why you are going to be doing presentations, because we're going to have the opportunity to practice a lot about this. And well, you told me that you have seen videos. What are your, and this one, I want you, the people who have seen it, what do you think about TED Talk videos? Who wants to give me the opinion about this?
That they are very well prepared
Okay.
and are enfocated on one specific topic to talk about.
All right.
And they have an structure, and usually the conferences or the speakers are prepared or are famous on this field, on this, how can I say, on this specific field.
In this specific field. Exactly. So as Roque mentioned, yes, in this case, a person who does a TED Talk video or a TED Talk conference, they are well prepared. The presentation is well structured. They talk about one specific topic, and I mean, it's pretty much just like giving a presentation, but with the information. So this is something that you're going to be doing similar when you give your presentation, except that maybe it's not going to be like in the conference, because we're not going to be able to like be face to face, but you are going to do it via Zoom. Okay. And this is something that we're going to use a lot with the activities we are going to practice as well. Okay. And well, I mean, this is pretty much what we just discussed. And all right, so we're gonna start with the first part of the book, or the first unit, as it says in here. And if you see, we have unit 1, and it says embrace stress. Okay. What do you understand by this expression or phrase, embrace stress? What comes to your mind?
I don't know.
Can you repeat it, please?
Yes. So we have embrace stress. That's the name of the unit. What do you understand by this? Like embrace stress. What is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Manage stress.
Okay. Manage stress. That's one. What else?
Like live with the stress.
Okay. It can be also live with the stress. What else do you understand?
When you feel like shame.
Okay. Anybody else who wants to share something about this?
Like we will learn techniques to understand and manage the stress.
Okay. Yes. So in this case, it can be about, I mean, and this is something that we're going to see. Living with stress, manage stress, understand techniques that are related to stress. Okay. And this is something that we're gonna talk about as well. The second question that I have for you is, what are some of the common reasons people feel stress? What do you think?
Work.
When the people don't organize their life.
All right. And having no organization. What else?
And they work a lot.
Okay, when they work a lot as well. What
Or when they
else?
have a lot of things for do and don't have time. I don't know. In my case, is something certain.
Yes. So I
Uh,
mean, definitely. Uh-huh.
when people obtain results that are not what they expect, and
Okay.
they need to have it.
Exactly. So maybe you're expecting to get 100 in the quiz, and then for some reason you get like 70, and then you're like, why? And you are stressed. So it
When
happens.
people are unemployed,
Okay. Also. So how do you think people feel right now because of the quarantine?
Very
Um,
stressed.
Very stressed.
Why do you think that? Because I mean, if we see it, for example, we see the word quarantine. For some people, it's like, ah, yes, great, I'm going to be working at home. But then we have these other people who are like, no, like, I don't want to be in my house. I want to be at the office or wherever you work. Um, do you think the quarantine has affected people and has caused a lot of stress?
Of course.
Yes,
yes, of course.
absolutely.
Why do you think so?
It's, it's not just that the people needs to work on homework. It's just that a lot of people lost their jobs and they are in a lot of stress, not for work from home, in, uh, but to don't have a work. I think that's the real reason why the people are stressed.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I would say one part of the population is stressed because of, I mean, they cannot go out or because they are doing home office. But then we have this other part of the population that are losing their jobs, and that is obviously more stress and stress. I want you to, I want you to think for a moment, okay? And everybody is going to share about this. First, yes or no? Do you feel stress because of the quarantine?
Yes.
What
Yes.
about the rest of you? Yes? Okay.
Mm,
Or no?
Well, unfortunately, I have the opportunity to work remotely, so I'm not as stressed as another ones.
Okay. What about the rest? Do you guys feel stress? Maybe not because you're in quarantine, but maybe because you cannot go out with your friends as you used to or something?
yes,
Well,
me.
well, in that case, yes.
All right. So having to be like locked down in your house because you cannot go out can cause a lot of stress. So what I'm going to ask you to do is we have the chat in the Zoom app. What I'm going to ask you to do is take 2 minutes and write down in the Zoom chat what are the things that you do to stop feeling stress because of the quarantine. Okay, so I want you to write down what are the things that you do to stop feeling stress in the quarantine.
Right now,
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
mm,
right now. Mm-hmm.
I used to sleep a lot, and sometimes I would like to see some movies,
Uh-huh.
classical movies like The Father or other kind of movies, like science fiction movies, for
Okay,
example.
so that relaxes you or makes you feel less stress.
Mhm.
Okay, all right.
Or
So
listen music with closed eyes, no, with eyes closed. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Just listen music.
Okay, good. All right, so Annie mentioned that. Okay, well, I guess she stopped in the.
I sent you
Uh-huh.
the answer too soon.
Yeah, don't worry.
But for me, to stop stress from quarantine, I read a book per day.
Okay.
I like cook. Of course, I do my homework. I have a lot because I'm studying medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I do exercise. And I help my mom with the house.
You help your mom with what?
With the house.
With the house. Okay, with the
the
house chores.
yeah.
All right. Very good. Okay, and the rest of you, what do you guys do? Okay, so Roque mentioned. Okay, so you have a lot of conversations.
Yes, I used to talk more in this crisis because we have a topics to talk about.
Yes, there is more time for actually. There's more time for people to communicate right now because of. I mean, in a way, because they are with their families, so that's good.
Yes,
All right, so Heather, you mentioned you like to read books, watch movies. Okay.
Watch movies and suddenly you need to drive and see the mountains or walk in the street is necessary for the mind.
Yes, definitely. And what type of movies and what type of books do you read? Like to just do you have it
Just
on a specific type of movies or just general?
action movies, I love it because I like guns and drama, intelligent case, and I read books just for development development
Uh-huh.
or whatever.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you okay, so you prefer like actions or anything. And definitely also I think that's something that we all need what you mentioned about just walking or like walking around the street or whatever. That is something that we sometimes need to feel less
Uh-huh.
stress.
Yes, it's necessary.
Hmm.
It's a points of the people they don't know, but just walk and you go out of the reality.
Yes, it is I mean, it depends obviously if you are like alone or with somebody else when you're walking, but
Um,
it really makes you forget about the things that you have going on.
exactly.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Well, the people that haven't shared, what do you do? Okay, so Javier. Okay, so you made video calls. Okay. All right. So you mentioned you have an Instagram page, Javier.
Uh,
A distraction. What do you mean?
my Instagram page is about grammatical rules, but in Spanish.
Okay.
And we post about, for example, the pronunciation, well, the pronunciation, the meaning of the words, and different topics uh, about the Spanish subject.
Okay. All right. So it is more about Spanish.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. And well, Angela, I don't know if you mentioned something. I don't remember.
I say you by chat. In my case, I do exercise for the stress because I don't know, for me it's relax and I prefer do in the morning.
Okay.
because I think I love the all the time, and my day is a lot.
All right. And do you practice, I mean, sorry, do you do a specific type of exercise or just like, or do you have your routine or no?
Yes, by Instagram.
Okay, via Instagram. Okay. All right, very good. So, I mean, everybody really has a different, oh, and that's obvious. Everybody has a different way to work with stress. Now, this question, the third question that I have in here, do you think stress can be harmful for your health? Yes, no, or why? And why, sorry. What do you think about this question?
Absolutely.
I
The
think
stress
yes.
causes a lot of mental disease or organic disease.
Okay.
And even if we don't manage the stress, we can the body causes even a stroke or heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
So that's or anxious or depression. I don't know if depression is correct word.
Yeah, depression. Yeah.
Yeah, anxious or even mental diseases like schizophrenia or those kind of mental disease. So that's so important to attend it, the mental health with a specific psychologist or psychiatry or take another kind of therapy, but it's so important to treat mental health.
Yes, mental health is very important, especially right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is. I mean, sometimes we like, if we have a problem, we don't see it, but mental health is really a big issue or a big topic in these times. All right, very good, Elena. What about the rest of you? Do you think that stress can be harmful for your health?
Yes.
Yes.
You
Because I
know,
think in these months and the stress is a big problem nowadays with the quarantine, because you must the stay in her house, or
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you know anyone who, I mean, do you know or have you seen anyone, a person that you know or a friend or something, who you consider they are living in a very stressful situation right now?
Yes.
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 All right. And what have you seen? I mean, you don't have to give us like a lot of details, but what have you seen in this person in particular that you say, you know what? I mean, he or she is clearly in a lot of stress. Like, what are some of the things that you have noticed?
Well, in my case, it's a friend.
Mm-hmm.
He's always worried about something. He never rests. He never talks about it. And one thing that I noticed is that he doesn't want to know an answer for the problems. He just wants to think about the problem. Like, he's studying medicine,
Okay.
and the final exams is pretty soon. So he's always thinking, I'm gonna fail it, I'm gonna fail it, and I'm gonna fail it. And he doesn't want to start looking for answers. He just want to stay in the problem.
Okay,
And
so
that's a lot of,
yes, stress. So yes, he's only or she's only focusing on the problem, and not really looking for solutions.
yes.
All right, very good. Anyone else who wants to share something? Maybe from a friend, or maybe somebody who is getting married, and then you're like, because I have I know people who were supposed to get married in May and in April, I think, and then because of the quarantine, the COVID-19, they did not get married, and that is a lot of stress as well. So I mean, it's difficult, but I don't know about you, like somebody else that you know or yourself that you say, you know what, yes, I do this and this and that.
I think that people are stressed by distraction like social media or any other activity that person does, but only person have a calendar. And for example, for me, I don't have an stress because I know how to separate the things the things, and um only person is a different case.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's something that I mean, that's something important, or that what you just said, Javier. So everybody definitely either they didn't have like problems with stress before all of this happened, and now a lot of people are like, they cannot, I mean, I don't know if you have seen it, but a lot of people cannot believe that they don't know how to control stress now that we are in this situation. Okay, all right, so let's see what we have to. Okay, so I think with this one we're going to finish today's class, and then we're gonna continue on Wednesday. But what are your thoughts about this? Living with stress, something positive or something negative?
Always negative.
All right, always negative. All right. What about the rest of you? What do you think?
The same thing.
Okay.
I don't know. I
I
guess
think
it
Yes,
depends.
because it's a
yeah,
problem.
it depends.
It
It needs to be
depends.
balanced.
Okay.
I guess because you cannot believe
Control.
without stress.
Okay.
Everything, many things happens in one day, and you will have to manage to, how can I say, to solve it. So I guess living with stress is a fact that is happening every day. So we need the skills to manage the stress, not to live without it.
Yes, definitely. So yes, as you guys said, we need a balance, as you mentioned, and although sometimes it can be negative, it can also be positive. Is if, as you mentioned, Roque, you find a way to control this part. Okay. Anybody else who wants to share something about this? All good?
I think if you live with stress, it's because you are a responsible person, but you must also know how to have a control. And I think is something positive, but in the same case is negative.
Exactly. So yes, because especially if we need to have a line, a line between, okay, I am stressed, but I'm finding the solutions. For example, as Angela mentioned before, that this person is only focusing on the negative stuff. So I need to find the solutions of this stress that I feel. But if we don't put this line and we just go directly to the negative, then everything is going to be negative. Okay, very good. All right, so right now, let's see. Yes, we're going to stop right now. Before we actually start working with the unit, we just start with the first part. Next class, we're going to continue with unit 1, and then we're going to go and work with the rest of the activities from the book. I don't know right now what questions do you have with everything that we talked about in this session.
No,
No questions?
no question.
All right, very good. So right now, for now, I'm going to let you go. Next class, we are going to start again at 10 in the morning, and we're going to probably finish around 11:30, 11:40. But today, that's it. I will see you next class, and thank you so much for joining me. And it was nice to meet you.
Okay.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice day.
Have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.